Meeting is being recorded.
Hello everyone, how are you doing? My name is Kenneth Villalpando, and today I will be going over a presentation of the hobby of collecting through my eyes. First off, have you ever heard of the term collecting? If so, you may be thinking, what is that? Or what comes to mind instinctively? Well, you may be thinking of music records, cars, coins, stamps, artwork, or anything else. This may be the case if you call yourself a collector, in which you just gather items. But at the same time, you may also be thinking, why am I so interested in this? Well, that's mainly because of the human nature. And as before, what is collecting? It is a hobby in which you gather items that form specific importance to you. This may be from a favorite subject, genre, franchise, maybe even your own past. When collecting, you normally organize items to ensure you keep a clean slate, and that may be from either newer releases, older releases, different series, different genres, maybe collaborations, things like that. But at the same time, the hobby of collecting can have many benefits to mental health, as it can lower stress, bring back memories, and improve your organizational skills. You may be thinking, why do we collect? Well, we do this because we want to gather items that can help us express ourselves in different ways. As said by Stylianus Campicus, this is also known as your extended self. This idea mainly explains that the items you collect show off your personality and story to how you have grown as a person. As said before, my first reason is based off of lowering stress. It helps you by making you enter a clear state of mindfulness. This so-called state of mindfulness is when your mind allows you to focus on the task at which you are currently doing, whether it be separating your coins by year, records by artist, or figures by line or production year. This mind state also diverts your attention from negative thoughts to pleasant ones, with the items that you are enjoying to look at or think about. Reason number 2, improving organization. Focusing on your desired task can also improve your organizational skills. Things like sorting, labeling, and preserving all allows you to improve your skills. This is because due to the fact you are organizing your items, it also helps you provide structure in your life. Along with these collectors who are able to show off their organized collections, they also feel a sense of joy, since they know that anyone who views it will have a simple time to look for specific things. Like, for example, at a comic book store, they already have everything sectioned off specifically for you, at specific genres, things like that. But also at the same time, things like stores and, again, comic book places sometimes just have stuff thrown around at random places. So that is kind of a negative. My third reason is nostalgia. It also affects your brain by expanding your emotional spectrum and memory functions. Nostalgia can also affect your emotions by enhancing mood, improving your social connections, since you can actually form groups with people who have the same interests and genres as you, and also improve your overall emotional well-being. And then lastly, along with nostalgia, it also helps you as a strategy to cope with negative feelings. For me personally, my favorite series was the Transformers ever since I was a kid. I don't know what it was about them, I just really liked it. And now that I have the chance to actually collect and purchase the ones that I was never able to as a child, I just find it way more enjoyable, because now I can bring back nostalgia, or I gain nostalgia every time I see one, because it brings back all the memories of me watching the films or the ads on TV. And even more now, since I have moved and I now have a bigger room, I am able to display all the figures I have collected by whatever I see best. Either that be by series, years, faction, or just based on my own opinion. Now, I know for all of you, it may be different on what the things you collect will be, based off of maybe music, cars, figures of a different line, anime, books, things like that. But I know for a fact that each of you find it very redeeming when someone sees your collection and they compliment you on it because of how organized it is. Again, either it be by order, by name, by color, by artist, by year, or just your own opinion. This is a simple visual of the difference of pretty much the very first Transformer ever made, Optimus Prime in 1983, and their most recent version of him from the 86 movie, which was made, or from the 1986 movie, which they have made this year in 2025. Now, my counter argument is hoarding. This is a mental disorder in which collectors do sometimes gain. This because they view possessions as a part of themselves. It can normally affect them because they collect or gather items that they have pretty much no use of or any personal connection to. It does, in some cases, affect people to the point where they fill their homes or yards with items that they do not need, either it be piles of newspaper, piles of garbage, piles of metal, whatever. And it cannot be fully treated. However, the individual's family or friends can help them by helping them get rid of items that have pretty much no importance, like I said before, with piles of newspaper, random scrap metal, things like that. But at the same time, they can help them by gathering up items that are significantly important to them, like photos, documents, or other things like birthday presents or whatnot. The main difference with collecting and hoarding is collecting, you actually have a main focus on something, it's organized, and it has deep meaning to you, and it's just more enjoyable. And it almost never affects your life. Almost. While hoarding, on the other hand, it is, as I said previously, pretty effective towards your daily life if it gets bad enough. And it can also affect you with your family because they might see you as a hoarder and they might want to either help you or just leave you in your own filth, I guess you could say, which doesn't sound right, but that's what happens sometimes. This is a simple difference. On the left, you see a collection of Hot Wheels. As you can see, it's organized by color, but that's more organized. While on the right, you have a picture of hoarding, which is just someone's kitchen, and you can also see the other room just filled with random items. So yes, in conclusion, all I want to say is I really want to recommend this hobby to you since it has so many positives and pretty much only 1 to 2 negatives. Since it can improve your organizational skills and build connections and also bring back feelings of nostalgia. But at the same time, I also want you to know your limits when it comes to spending money on something that you really can't purchase at the moment, and also to ensure you are not simply buying stuff for the fun of it, but rather for a specific purpose. Thank you very much.